Hello there, this is RomWills coming back at you with yet another video. Collectively, men influence which women get attention. I'm gonna tell you what, there's always like these women doing whatever, dressing a certain way, but I'm gonna tell you what, if collectively men said we want women to wear their hair in a bob, to wear loose skirts down to their ankles, women will do it. Women will do it. See, a lot of men are very focused on what they can do to get a woman's attention. But the reality is that goes both ways. Women have to do what they can to get a man's attention. If you look at how women dress, how they wear their hair, what they're showing off, they're doing it to get a man's attention. And if men, like, you get a lot of women wearing like these leggings. You get a lot of women, especially in the warmer weather, wearing, especially young girls, wearing shorts showing their butt cheeks. If a man's, if collectively said, no, we don't like that. We want women who dress more conservatively, they're going to do it. Or we want women who ain't going to show their butt cheeks like that, they're going to do it. If you had a group of men collectively say we don't like tattoos on women, they guarantee these women ain't going to do it. When you get women who, like, you get a lot of guys who complain about women wearing tattoos. Let me use that for an example. They're only doing it because these women still get some men anyway. That's the only reason. If men, like when women started getting tattoos and men weren't giving them some attention, I guarantee they wouldn't get it. However they doing, whatever style that you seeing with a woman, whatever style. Like if you get a group, if you get collectively, notice I said collectively because it's never 100%, unfortunately. But if collectively men say, no, we want to see women natural, no matter what, the makeup industry would, they would suffer greatly. Women doing what they doing, they'll say stuff like, oh, we wearing this dress for ourselves, we wearing this makeup for ourselves to feel good. What makes a woman feel good? Attention from men. But if men say, well, we're not going to get that woman play, like we're going to jump over. Like I remember it was a cable show that I did with on DC Public Access decades ago, right? And it was a group right there, and I remember guys. There was a bunch of women there saying what they like to do. All these men were going crazy over, like, I would just say one of those shea butter, sipping tea type of women, right? They were going crazy over her. That said a lot. It made the other women who were present feel bad. Because she was just like, oh no, you know, I'd rather go hiking and all of that. If you get a group of men collectively who say we want women who rather go hiking, boom. If you get a group of men who say, you know what, we don't want to take all these women out to these fancy restaurants or something, these women would change. Because remember, I don't care what a woman says, they doing stuff to get a man's attention. But see, a man has to realize his power, because I don't care what the woman does. Even if especially if we're talking about on an individual basis, a woman can only, if a woman's trying to get you, like say you ain't a mediocre man, you one of those top men, the women got to do whatever that you want. She got to wear the hairstyle that you like if she wants to get your attention. If you say, I don't care what her hairstyle is, her clothing style is, whatever, she's not going to wear it, she's not going to do it. Or even behavior style, she's not going to do it if you kind of ignore her. I remember, let me tell a story. I remember on one of my 1,000 jobs, when this is wild long couple decades, when I I was still married, but we only had one car. We were going through it. Only had one car, so I had to take a local bus to my job. And I remember there was some women there, and they were always cutting up. And I had told the story before. They were both black and white, and they be like screaming. But I would just show up to the bus stop. I would be quiet. I'd just be quiet. I wouldn't say anything. I'd just be ignoring them, really. But I noticed something. Whenever they would be cut, they'd be but whenever they addressed me, they always had to be quiet. They were always more respectful. Now I wasn't looking old. I ain't had this gray and all this. Like I said, this is a couple decades ago. But all I was quiet, and they were they talked different and everything. Now what did I do? Nothing. I was just ignoring them, and they peeped that I ain't really give a shit about what they were doing. But they wanted my attention, so they had to change up. And see, if you had maybe 3 or 4 other men like that, they wouldn't cut up, period, when they got at the bus stop. See, that's the thing. See, men have to realize, as men, we have to realize the power we have. Like, you get a lot of men complaining about women doing this or that, but there's some man giving them the play. If you got a bunch of women acting like, let me just use the term, hoes. Okay, that's fine. There's some guys that's going along with it, or they wouldn't behave that way. Women are out here, they trying to get attention from men. They trying to get that man. Like I've said several times, women are thirsty for men. But a man has power over which type of women. Like if you like a man who really wants that conservative type of woman, if that's what he goes for, that's what they're going to behave like. Or if he wants those women going to act like hoes. Like you get a lot of guys who will complain about women wearing like more revealing clothing, and you get men complaining about women wearing tattoos, wearing their hair a certain way, behaving a certain way. But the only reason they doing it is there's some men who are going for it, are still getting play. Yeah, I don't care what the woman has. Women only going to do what they're going to get attention from. If they don't get attention from it, they're going to stop doing it. And see, collectively, men have to realize that. You know, you get a lot of men complaining about their behavior and what the women are doing, but men have the power to change that. And the biggest thing is, you just don't bother with them. You don't give them attention. You do like I did with those women at that bus stop. You just ignore them. And then the women have to change up. Because these women, they want men. But if the man says, no, this is what you have to do. This is how you have to wear your clothes. Oh, shoot, you're going to see some changes right then. Women doing what they can because men are allowing it. And you don't have to force them. You don't have to ask them. You just say, look, you just don't give them attention. You don't force them to say, nah, you got to wear this. You don't have to say one word to them. You can influence their behavior just by the attention you give. And I want y'all to think about that. As a man, you are not powerless. You are not powerless. Whatever type of woman you want, if you get collectively men behaving that way, or saying this is what we want the women to do or whatever. Even these women out here talking about how independent they are and, they want to work or, they want to do all this. If collectively a man just said, look, I don't want to deal with it, boom. I remember this woman who, she was overweight, and I never forget what she told me. She said she can always get a man. Because there's always a man, no matter what, is going to be messing with her. But if men exercise more taste and say, nah, this is what we want the women to do, that's going to change, all right? I want y'all to think about that, all right? So anyway, that's all I have for right now, and I'll get back with y'all later. Peace and blessings.